Now let's get lively.
Follow me, Hunt. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. Oh, don't be scared, homie. I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Grab his dick and twist it.
Oh my god, dude, it's an MMA fight, dude.
You twist that dick. Twist his dick.
Tradies and gentlewomen, it is indeed time for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching along at home. This is the Eggplant Tornado podcast, fight podcast for the common man. We're coming at you live over Zoom. I'm the Ned, and I'm here joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, the Griff. How you doing this week, buddy?
Well, Ned, I'd be a lot better if the people went to whatever socials they please. At the Veggie Bake on YouTube and the Eggplant Tornado podcast everywhere else, and just got behind the boys. That'd help us a lot. Help us help
100%.
you enjoy something. I don't even fucking care what you enjoy. Just enjoy it.
Some would say that. And rounding out the trio is the prediction wizard himself and a being made of pure logic. Rumi, how you doing this week, buddy?
Not bad, mate. Not bad.
I'm coming for the fucking title for him.
About to say Griff's the prediction wizard this week.
I'm coming for it.
Hey,
I'm coming for the belt.
had it absolutely nailed.
Just didn't have the bet on. Fucking.
Oh man, that was the best comment on YouTube, but it's gonna be how I ask you if you want money from now on. Like shout out to whoever wrote it, but obviously English isn't their first language, and it was just like how much you won. Some good cash.
Yeah. No, yeah. Shout out to that dude for being invested, but every time I go to reply, it just breaks my heart.
No good cash.
No.
But anyway, what have we got on the schedule for this week?
Well, I was just gonna quickly say, like, instead of getting raw dogged, I just fucking raw dogged myself this week. Fucking out of control, I am. Can't stop me. We're gonna start off a little Belieb or not, stock standard. And we'll roll into the Davis versus Garcia card. Then we had that other. What was the other card?
Cordina versus Rakhimov.
Cortez versus Rakhimov. Yep. So we had that card. What card was Sky on? She was on the DAZN card, right?
Yeah, she was on the Cordina card, I believe.
Yeah. I didn't catch that. I believe you did for him.
I didn't catch it, but I've seen the results. Just a shutout.
Our main man, Zepeda, makes his return this weekend. I mean, where's the promotion? You feel like they'd be building this thing up for centuries. But, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Diego De La Hoya, is that Oscar's son?
cousin.
Does he fuck dogs as
I
well?
just thought
or-
it was notable. I just thought. I don't know. That remains to be seen, but I just thought it was notable that somebody with that last name was on the co-main.
Yeah. Who's Zepeda fighting?
I'm not even sure. Does it even matter?
Nah, it doesn't, to be honest. I was just going to say rest in peace to that person.
100%.
Then we've got UFC Fight Night results. So we had...
No,
No? So
No.
Is there two Yadongs? Or did this get
no.
pushed
This
back?
this is the real one. He wasn't on the undercard. He's headlining this one.
Oh, so it got moved to a different card?
Yeah.
This is the real Yadong.
This is the real Yadong.
I mean...
Yadong's coming in
The real
swinging.
dong.
Oh, yeah. Ricky Simon. I mean, Ricky. Don't
have two first names.
No, you probably don't have two first names, and you're going to get your dong. Probably take you back at some point. We'll get into that though, won't we?
We shall.
Then we're going to roll out into a little sanding of someone's burn. Probably all three of our
there's
burns.
Oh yeah, our burns have been sanded
No.
well and truly this week.
Yeah.
If one might say, rubbed raw.
Fucking sandpaper, fucking max grade.
Alrighty, out of this rambling, hit us with the Believe It or Not, Rumi.
Oh, I'll hit a bit of UFC first, I think.
Why not?
So apparently Bilal and Gilbert Burns confirmed for UFC 288 as a co-main.
Do you reckon?
God, that's a quick turnaround for Burns.
It was. but
5-rounder.
He's a beast. Burns will get in there, get the job done, I reckon. What Bilal, what good's he done in his life? What, get hit in the face with a shovel? Good on him. You've seen his head, bro. What the fuck?
I seen something yesterday. It'll be Burns' fourth fight, or third fight in like 4 months.
He's a fucking animal, Burns, man. You can't, yeah. His training's like real fucking like endurance based and shit, so dope. I fucks with it.
At least if it doesn't work out for Bilal, he can go back to his regular day job of being a level on work site. Just lays down next to the wounds.
He could. I feel
Yeah,
like they
it's all
might they might be making a little Nicky 2 sometime soon, so he might be a starring in that. We'll find out. We'll keep an eye out after this fight, see where he goes. Either a title run or a little Nicky, you know?
Somebody needs to play Sloth from the Goonies. He's ticked to be first on the ballot.
Oh, killing it. I was like,
Hey, you guys!
I was expecting Marvin to get the spot, but, you know, tight competition.
No. See, he's tipped to play Grond in the upcoming
Mm.
remake of Lord of the Rings.
Ah, so he was already taken. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Got some work to do flying out to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Alrighty, what else we got for me?
Whittaker versus what's his name? Dracus Duplessis.
Oh.
He's got to be the co-main for UFC 290.
The African
So-
dude that
As a
looks like he's
title
never had
eliminator.
sun on his fucking skin in his life.
Have you got the rundown for this card yet?
I haven't really, no.
Let me just check if it's on.
I'm pretty sure it's the
Yeah.
co-main for the.
UFC
I think it's
290.
Volk's next fight versus Rodriguez.
All right, hang on. I need to find. Just keep
Yes.
talking for a minute. I need to quickly find what I was seeing earlier.
I feel like
The
that's
full card.
interesting.
Because this is the International Fight Week card. So, hang on. Also, I believe that we just sort of made jokes for 2 minutes and didn't really talk about who's going to win out of Gilbert Burns and Bilal Muhammad. So maybe we should give some predictions on that.
When is it?
That's next weekend. The pay per view. That's the one that Sterling and Cejudo are headlining. Which is weird because I haven't heard anything out of them for at least a month.
So do we got to do a preview next week?
We're
of
doing
it?
a preview for that next week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I say Burns. Just really well-rounded, good ground game, good striking. What's Bilal got? Fucking shitty head.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Burns purely just because, Bilal's coming off the couch. He
About to
thinks
say,
he's
I'll
going to
take
get it done.
Burns off
But
the back of activity.
exactly, Burns is coming off activity and ferocious activity. He didn't take much damage in that fight, but he definitely dealt a lot out. So he's in good shape and in good form. Yeah, I'll take Burns as well. But, all right, I found it. So this is the full UFC 295 card that fight was just added to. Going from top to bottom, we got Davison Figueiredo versus Manel Cape. Robbie Lawler versus Nico Price. Bo Nickel versus Trishawn Gore. Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker. Robert Whittaker versus however the fuck Rumi said his name. Dracus Duplessis. I don't know. Fucking too confusing.
I think it's
Anyway.
Duplessis or something like that.
Duplessis. There we go. Brandon Marino versus Alexandre Pantoja for the flyweight title as a co-main, and Volkanovski versus Rodriguez for the featherweight title as a main. So that's an absolutely fucking stacked to the brim card.
Oh, well, some would say you can't miss that one, Ned.
Some would say.
Yeah, we should probably watch it.
But yeah, so anyway, the thing that led us into this, Whittaker versus Duplessis. How do you guys see that fight going?
I mean,
Taking Bobby Knuckles.
yeah, you got to go, Bobby. Bob Knox.
Get him, Bobby.
By straight
Me
up.
and
Knox
Vroom
is
talking about that meme
good.
earlier. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Griff, of there's a picture of Duplessis and it's got the quote over it, oh, I'm going to drag Robert Whittaker in deep waters. And then the bottom text is Robert Whittaker in deep waters. And it's a photo of him on a unicorn floaty with goggles on, just playing in a pool.
Yeah. What a man, eh? What a fucking man.
Robert Whittaker lives in deep waters, man.
He fucking thrives in it. You know, we've seen the evidence, photo evidence, him in a Speedo in a pool.
It's one of those, and
Just
it's
loves
also
it.
I was talking about as well. It's for somebody to be so calm and friendly all the time and then go out and unleash the violence that he does. He never shit talks anybody.
Yeah, no, he's pretty respectful guy. Hey?
Very respectful and humble. But then like I was saying also to him, you find the best edits of Robert Whittaker because it's just a video of him being nice and humble or just friendly and just innocent kind of thing, and then just cuts to him just uppercutting Marvin Vittori 5 times in the head while he's on the ground. It's oh, okay.
Yeah.
This guy is a killer.
He's a beast. He's a fucking animal.
It's a big step up for Duplessis.
I mean, he's trying to get his way to a title shot by just talking shit, but I don't see him getting through Whittaker, really.
I don't see him getting through him either.
No, I think it's too early.
I think it's Adesanya, Whittaker, then the rest of the division.
Pretty much.
I also just don't reckon that other guy's that good. He's going to struggle up in the top 5.
And he's arguably got the best in the top 5 to try and contend with now.
Oh, the fucking Bobby Knox. Yeah, ain't
That's it, man.
playing the games.
Apart from Adesanya, there's one other person in that division that like really reigns on top, and it's Robert Whittaker, and he's proven it time and time again. Even in the second Adesanya fight, he took it to a decision. Like,
Yeah,
wait, was it the second fight he took him to decision, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
It was
Close
a
fight.
pretty close fight too.
yeah?
Well, speaking of blokes who just are animals, got in the boxing world over here, boys, some big news I spoke about earlier.
Jeff Owen's coming out of retirement.
No, the dog, the man just made of all heart,
Big Gabe.
Gabe, is hanging up the gloves.
I know it's
Called it.
I mean,
He's called it, boys.
it's probably the best thing to do after like such a dominating performance over the weekend. I mean, he went out and he put on a fucking show. It was.
He's going out on top, no doubt.
I mean, yeah. What better can you get? Like, he just went and put on a show. It wasn't even for a belt. He just went and put on a show for the people. I mean, he's the people champ. So, you know.
Funny you say he's the people's champ, Griff. He's looking to go and become a trainer, I believe.
I mean,
So
you'd
whoever
be
is training,
unlucky to get him.
Guaranteed world champ coming off the back of Gabe.
Fucking, you know. You got
he
Freddie,
said
Gabe. You can't get a better training camp than that.
He said in that statement that, yeah, he wants to try his hand at like training and like a little bit of mentoring, maybe even management and some commentating and stuff like that. So Gabe's going to be around in the boxing world for years to come, and it'll be good to see. But at the same point in time, like it's nice to see like somebody sort of hang it up before they know it's too late kind of thing. He's lost his last couple of fights. They've been competitive in the sense that like he hasn't got like absolutely smashed around the ring. People have still had to be wary. The dude that he fought on the weekend was his last win. He actually like knocked him out quite unexpectedly in one of the later rounds. And you could tell purely like the way that they fought in this fight. Bektamir was like a fair bit more hesitant than he was in that first. He's still engaged and he's still willing to engage, but he knew that Gabe still had that in him. Still got that dog.
I mean, he fucking does. I mean, he's lost 4 in a row, Gabe, but, you know, he's letting them go to the judges too much, I feel. We know what happens when Gabe goes to the judges. It doesn't go in his favor, but to be honest, it was a piss poor fight. It was like, yeah, both were hesitant. I watched like a good percentage of it, probably seen about 12 punches get thrown. That was exciting.
Oh, the punch stats with the M were quite apparent in the sense of like, yeah, it's time for you to just call it quits and do something else within the boxing world while you still have your wits about you.
Yeah,
Good that he recognised it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's nice to see that somebody has the wherewithal in themselves to say, look, I'm not winning. I'm not going to fucking go on any world title streak or anything like that. Like me and you both exclaimed when we were watching it on the weekend for him. I didn't know that he was 36 years old.
Doesn't look it. He looks
No, not at all, man. He
21
looks
at
great
best.
for his age.
Oh, fucking looks damn good.
Shout out to the king. The
Oh.
real king.
The one, the only. Gabe, the people's champ, Rosado. I mean, he can go out on top. He's the people's champ. What more is there to prove?
No, 100%, man, in the sense that, like, he is well respected for just taking on whoever. Like, taking on whatever challenge, just willing to get in the ring and put his fucking body on the line. Like, and the whole boxing world respects that.
Yeah, 100%.
Alrighty, what else we got for me?
Eubank versus Smith. Doing a rematch in June, I believe.
Are they going to go Muay Thai rules, just let elbows fly, or not? They've decided against that.
I feel like they went for that option last time.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely
They just
did.
didn't
But
notify
Eubanks,
the ref about that.
yeah, Eubanks didn't get the notification. The ref didn't either.
Didn't read the fine print in the contract.
I mean, it's a fun rematch to watch because we know Eubanks got to be more careful this time. He can't get like a bit complacent like he did last time.
Yeah, and we know Smith can knock him the fuck out.
I mean, Smith couldn't fucking knock his way out of a plastic bag, but he managed to knock Eubanks out. So,
Well, like before that, I'd like never really ever seen Eubank rocked. Like he was pretty durable and could take a good shot.
do you
I was
reckon?
about to say, that's pretty
But-
fair to say. Like, he took quite a beating in, like, that Groves fight, and then one of the other losses that he's taken, because that was his third loss.
Do you reckon cutting down to that like weird weight that he cut down to took its toll on him?
It could have, potentially.
Never
Because,
know.
he did that unnecessarily.
Yeah, he just kept cutting just to prove a point.
And he looked terrible.
Oh fuck yeah!
He's no Gabe.
terrible as fuck. He's no Gabe.
I'm gonna have to sit there and edit all these points and just have the fucking the little Rottweiler picture pop up. Just boom, Gabe. What were we even talking about?
Gabe, I think.
Just Eubank and Smith rematch.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you said, Eubank's going to come in a lot more hesitant, and he does have the potential to outbox Smith if all is going to plan. He was winning that fight before it all went to shit last time.
Yeah.
But then again, like Smith knows that all he has to do is get in there and crack him with one good shot.
Just one good little elbow.
Just give him the old 10-6.
Oh, yeah. Can I add a believe it or not point?
Yeah,
So, you know the punch flow?
yeah.
You know his brother, Jocko Boxing?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, he's like, yeah, gets trained by punch flow and whatnot. He's in like beef with Spanian at the moment. It's pretty funny, pretty entertaining.
Interesting.
He like called out Spanian's training. He was like, "Oh, dude, you look horrible. Like this guy's stealing your money, essentially." And yeah, went at it from like a boxing standpoint. Like your boxing's terrible, this is terrible, but it's like, yeah, he's training Muay Thai, so his kicks and that are nice. Spanian, is that his name, Spanian?
Yeah.
Yeah, his kicks and that
I'm
are
not sure what
nice.
his real name is.
He's got beautiful kicks, but he's pretty much like that. Jocko dude just went a bit at it in a bit of a dicky way. If he went about it nicer, I'm sure they probably would have linked up and worked together. But yeah, he was just like full called him out. Now there's like a beef. I love beef.
Yeah, right.
We'll have to keep our eye on that. Maybe some celebrity boxing in Australia.
Well, Jocko wants to fight him in Muay Thai,
Ah, okay.
but he's never fought Muay Thai. He's a boxer. So yeah, I feel like he just thinks like, oh, fuck, I'll just get close and piece him up. But it doesn't always work like that because you're gonna get your fucking chest kicked off.
Yeah, kicks are different.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. I seen it yesterday, I think.
Okay.
Fun to keep an eye on.
We got anything else there for him?
Brock Jarvis and Jeff Fennick part ways. Apparently they don't agree on the weight that Brock wants to fight at. I believe he wants to go to like 160.
He wants to go to
Possibly.
154, apparently.
So yeah, apparently there's no drama. They've just split ways because Fennick doesn't agree that he should be fighting at that weight. Because the last fight he had was that 140?
I think it was a 135.
Like that's a big weight jump.
Yeah, it's 19 pounds.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely had to go up, but not that far. Unless he's just trying to run from Paro. Who knows?
Well, I believe he went up a weight class to fight Paro. And they got knocked the fuck out. Now he's going up even like two weight classes bigger.
Yeah,
I don't know.
right.
I don't get it.
Yeah, actually, maybe that Paro fight was at 140, actually.
I think because I was gonna say I think he was at 135, then went to 140 to fight Paro and got knocked out. Now he's jumping to like 154. I don't know. I can like see where Jeff's coming from. Like, why the fuck would you want to jump that far when jumping 5 pounds got you knocked the fuck out?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird decision.
It's an interesting move. It remains to be seen how it's going to go.
Probably just wants to put
Because
more muscle on.
154 is not a huge division at the moment, but you got to think like if you make it anywhere in the 154 division, especially in Australia, you've got Tim Tszyu to contend with, and then potentially in the next couple of years, you might have people like Errol Spence and Terence Crawford moving up to the 154-pound division. So those are some serious fights.
Well, I feel like if he goes to 154, we could get a Jarvis versus Nikita Tszyu fight, possibly.
That's not good
That'd be a
for
good
Jarvis.
fight.
Fuck no. Nikita's
Because
gonna
Tszyu's-
fucking spark that motherfucker.
Zzou's at 154. Both of them are. I'm pretty sure. So I feel like that could be like a good fight for for Aussie boxing.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, it'd be a fun fight to watch. It'd be good to see Nikita like get put on the big stage a bit in his own accord.
Yeah, and against like Brock, who's sort of already got his name established here in Australia.
Yeah, he's probably a higher tier of opponent than he has fought before, to be honest.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't shown in the last couple of fights.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be pretty interesting though. So where they go from there, I feel like he's got decent options, but I just feel like it's a bit too much jump in weight.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen how he goes with it. Have we got anything else on the bill there?
The last, well, two things. They're both related to, the fighters over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The first one of the judges on that card scored the second round where Davis knocked down Garcia 10-10.
Feel like it was more of a slip. No, I'm taking the piss. Oh, take it all off, Ned. Fucking get it all off. Yeah, I did see that, and that's an outrage. Like, Garcia was winning that round pretty easily because Tank was just moving around and trying to like set that up, get Garcia to get kind of like flustered and throw a bunch of chaotic shit. But yeah, that's definitely a 10-8 round. Like, that's how knockdowns work, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you lose a point, but like if the judge felt Garcia won the round, you could have scored it like 10-9.
Yeah.
Why don't I just cut us off here and we'll just say, well, let's move into the fight breakdown if we're gonna talk about rounds and stuff like that.
Is there another point?
But yeah, sorry, continue.
Or
There
just-
is one more, but it'll feed into the end of it anyway.
Who's hungry?
that it will. I'm fucking hungry.
I am actually hungry. I haven't eaten today for obvious reasons anyway. I've seen a lot of argument online for it. It makes no sense for it to be scored a 10-10 round. Like somebody has to, like you said to me before, Fumi, the knockdown incurs an automatic point deduction. So the only way for it to logically be scored is a 9-9 round. If that judge sees it in the way that like Garcia did enough to still like
Win the round.
or in the inverse of like he thinks Davis didn't do enough to win the round even with the knockdown.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like regardless, it should be scored as a fucking like Garcia should have had 9 for that round. Like you can't fucking get a point deducted for headbutting somebody and then earn that point back in the round. That point's fucking gone. Like the only thing you can do is like knock them down and win the rest of the round, and you might get it 9-8. Like you can't. There's no way to get. Like you have to score the knockdown, and then take a point off of Tank if you feel Garcia won the round.
Yeah,
Like-
that's exactly right.
Like if someone headbutts someone, you can't earn that point back. Same concept goes for if you fucking hit the ground. You can't just get that point back. That 1 point's gone. Generally, it's 10-8 because you've been knocked down and lost the round. I don't know. It's just
So it's gone.
It's a very fucking cloudy concept.
Yeah.
it's just an outrage though.
I feel like it's just
if you're
another
gonna
example
be-
of how bad judging is right now.
Yeah, well, like they're amping it up as one of the biggest fights of the year, and then you have a judge on a fight like that do that on the scores.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking.
It seems like
dunno.
a constant theme lately that there's always like two judges that score relatively even, and then there's one judge that is just like completely out of the fucking ordinary, like scoring it the opposite way for no reason.
It's like they
Yeah,
just
it's
get like
weird.
one special needs judge, hey, who, like doesn't even know what he's watching. He's just
Oh, the punches.
yeah.
Must have been
Yeah.
a fucking special guest, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Horn's actually judging now. He plays poker in his spare time, and judges boxing. He's always just there, just like 5.
You can't score 5, Jeff. 3,
No, other way, mate. Other way, champ.
13.
Yeah, that fight was interesting.
It was.
What
Like,
fight's that? The Garcia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it started out sort of how I thought, just a whole feeling out process for pretty well that first 3 minutes. Garcia was the only one really throwing shots.
Can we just talk about how heavy like Garcia relies on the lead hook? Like, he uses it like he'll jab, get his range, and then instead of throwing any type of combination, he just flails the left hook out.
Yeah, like if you watch that, I think it's like probably like 10 seconds before he gets like dropped by Tank. He's like throwing like the jab. I think he throws the jab on one of them and then throws the left hook. And then he tries to throw another lead left hook and like Tank moves out the way. And then as soon as he goes to throw another fucking like left hook and come in, takes half a step forward and just plants him with that fucking left. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it just became so predictable. Like,
I
to
think-
watch it, I was like, fuck, dude, like, his other shots aren't bad. You can, like, you seen towards the end of the fight, once he started opening up his other hands.
you
Like
had to work off the jab.
Yeah. Or even just like the 1-2 and then throw like your lead hook after. Like, set it up a bit more. Don't just like throw a few jabs and then once you think Tank's in range, throw that big leaping, like, he made himself look like a smaller fighter. Strange. Like, his reach looked small. Like, it was just strange, man.
He tried to fight inside a lot of the time against a smaller fighter. He was trying to like push Tank off his balance and stuff like that, which makes no sense. Him being the taller, lankier fighter, like Tank would just hold his ground a lot of the. That's why it like looked like Tank was holding, but what he was really trying to do is just sort of like hold his ground and not allow Garcia to push him back. That's what he was trying to achieve.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't
But-
like. I think I said to you, Ned, maybe the start of the second when Garcia came out and started putting pressure on Tank, and he was like just walking forward. He wasn't like, trying to hide behind like, a couple of feints or anything. He was just like coming forward and like trying to throw them big shots. And I was like, I do not fucking like this at all for Garcia. Like, coming at Tank in a straight line is not good.
And just being reckless as well. When he's already like proved that he's a little bit chinny. And then to be like reckless against maybe one of the biggest punchers in that division.
One of the biggest punches and one of like the most precision punches too. Tank doesn't throw a lot, but when he does, he throws with intention and he generally hits his target.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see when he like loads up on his left hand, it's like, oh yeah. And he lands it like 80% of the time.
Well, it's like exactly like Fumi said before, that sequence, if you watch it from like the sequence where he knocks him down, if you watch it from a different, like the angle that's like shot from Davis's corner, you see Davis just watching, like he ducks the second one, and then he like literally cocks his hand ready to go before the third one comes because he knows it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, overly predictable. But then, I mean, once it did start opening up, it led to the body shot getting thrown. Which, no, again, was also just like a lead hook thrown on its own.
It was
Thrown with the right hand after, actually.
It was well timed though.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Like the way Garcia come in and like sort of, what did he do? I think he tried to throw the jab and then like the straight right or something and got in real close. And Tank just like ducked under it and just fucking smashed him straight in the fucking liver.
Well, there was almost like a half clinch first, and then Tank sort of like repositioned himself. As Garcia was like going to move back out, he had his arm out of the way and he cocked it under.
Hit him with the old Hadouken. I
It
can get that up, yeah.
was a perfect shot.
Beautiful shot. Right, yeah, right in the liver. Anyone saying that Garcia could have got up, shut up.
Well, no, more to the point, anybody saying like, oh, this fight was fixed, look at this and look at that. It's like, go find somebody and get them to punch you as hard as they can in the liver. And I guarantee you it was not half as bad as what Ryan Garcia experienced.
Well, did you guys see, like, apparently some Olympian boxer had like 5 professional fights come out and said that he hurt Garcia in sparring?
Yeah, some Mongolian guy. Yeah, this was some weird stuff that happened afterwards.
I wasn't bringing race into it, but yep. Sorry.
No. Like that's who he is. I can't remember his name, but I know he's a Mongolian boxer. He came out afterwards and said that I don't know, he made some weird like post, and then Garcia also came out afterwards and posted something on his story about apparently there was a rat in his camp. Like someone feeding information to Gervonta Davis. And it's supposed that it's this guy because, he apparently hurt him with a body shot in training.
Well, it's funny that like I've seen something about Garcia carrying on about that now that you've mentioned it. Like there was a rat in my camp. I can't believe it. Rah, rah, rah. Like Davis and that literally sat there at that press conference and told you we have a rat in your camp, and he was like, I don't care. Do what you want. Like, it's not going to help. It's not going to help you come fucking April 22nd. And now that he's been beat, he's like, fucking had a rat in your camp. Like, carrying on about it. Like, you should have carried on about it a week ago, bro. Not now.
I mean, yeah, can we have a look at his camp? Where were fucking the dudes in his post-fight press conference? His coach, Oscar, fucking...
Apparently they received death threats or some shit.
Oh, yeah, supposedly Oscar received death threats, so that's why he wasn't there. But apparently he's told that story before as well.
No one cares about you enough to send death threats, Oscar. Like,
Nah,
you're irrelevant.
He just spoke that much shit beforehand and didn't want to go.
I don't get, like, he's irrelevant, right? If people, like, young stars just stop giving him the chance, he just fizzles away.
His
Oh, yeah, for sure.
achievements in boxing will still be talked about, but yeah, we won't have to listen to him speak anymore.
No.
His presence in boxing would die right down, I feel.
Yeah. And then you got, what, Bernard and Tank having beef beforehand, so Bernard probably didn't want to show up and get his ass whooped.
Well, apparently, like, they both had death threats made against them or something. I don't fucking know. But
Shut up, you fucking hooligans.
like, why would someone make death threats against you when, like, the bloke they're clearly rooting for just fucked your bloke who's your next money maker, like, out of that for now? Like,
Yeah, it makes no sense. To me, it just seems like, where's the coach then? Like, fuck, the whole story is fucking horseshit to me, you know what I mean? Fucking get better coaches and shit. And, like, your coach looks like a fucking hillbilly. Fucking Oscar De La Hoya's fucking got ab implants for fucking crying out loud. And then, is that other douche, Bernard Hopkins? What's he done? He's alright. I got nothing against him. Someone?
Yeah, he's like
Someone?
one of the champions.
Does anyone have anything against him?
Someone say something.
no.
Yeah, well, fuck.
I don't know.
Bernard Hopkins is good, bro. Go watch some of his fights. He was fucking
Yeah, I've seen him fight. I just don't know if he's ever done anything
brilliant back in the day.
shit
No, he's-
recently. But I mean, like,
he's alright.
be
The only
better.
shit thing he's done is be associated with De La Hoya.
Yeah, not show up for Ryan, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's alright then. We'll give him the slide, but them other two fucking yokes, that fucking cowboy, fuck me dead, mate. The only thing he was missing in the ring was a fucking pair of arseless chaps. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Oh man, but yeah, like closing thoughts on the fight. It was very apparent by like the second or third round who had the higher boxing IQ and who had control of the fight. Pretty much.
Yeah, by like the fourth, it was like that. I'd say, Ned. Like, you had the first round to feel out. The second round, Garcia got dropped. Third round, he come out tentative as fuck. Like, wasn't committing anywhere near like what he was in the second. And then I think Tank was just able to see them shots coming as well. And like, as I said to Ned, like, Tank's distance, like, management was fucking like spot on. I didn't
Yeah.
realize how good it was, but like, he was just like, as I said, it was 2.5 inches reach, so you got about 6 centimeters or something in it, which is fuck all when you're throwing a punch. Like, if someone throws a punch and comes towards you and you can slip out the way instantly, if you got 6 centimeters like less, you're in reach of their body or in reach of their head if you step forward that fucking tiny bit. And Tank, from sort of the fourth round on, was just able to make them little reads and be out of the way of Garcia's shots. Even when he got tagged with, like, I think it was like 3 or 4 right hands. Like, he seen them shots coming, like Tank did, like at the last minute, so he was just able to ride with them as well. Like, just the awareness he had in the ring was, yeah, as Ned said, it was apparent after
Well, like,
so long you could tell what way it was going.
his awareness compared to Ryan's awareness. You just spoke about Tank's awareness, how good it was. Can we talk about the moment where Tank just like would kind of switch angles and Garcia would just put his hands up and like kind of look around and look like a little lost cat. And then Tank proceeded to just like spin him around in circles and then spin around in circles himself.
Because he
Yeah.
made Garcia respect that power where anything that Tank threw
Yeah, Garcia
or
was like,
feinted, just,
trying
he
to-
was biting on everything.
yeah.
Garcia looked as confused by that moment as Davis did in the post-fight press conference when someone asked him about that and they used the word pirouette and he went, because he don't know what that means.
Never heard the dancing term in his life, that boy.
He legit was just like, what?
What?
But that's
They're like, when you spun him around and he's like, oh yeah. And he just laughed about it.
that's a bad.
He knows. I was about to say, he knows fuck all Javonta, but he knows boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows boxing damn well.
But you're exactly right. It was like, that was a very telling moment of like, he just, after that point, he just sort of manipulated him to do whatever he wanted him to do, really.
Well, what's going to happen, say, like, down the line a bit, we get a Garcia-Loma fight. Oh, my Lord. Loma is going to make him just be like, where is he? Where? Like, the whole time, dude. Because, like, Tank's got no footwork like Loma does.
Okay, well, let me,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you pour some cold water on that straight away because that is, like, that was the last point of our news, which we sort of waited to stay until now. Garcia's come out after the fight and said he's moving to 140 after this.
What's so to go fight heavier hitters? Who's
No,
at
it's
140?
one of those things.
I
A
think
lot of people.
He'll sit around a natural weight then, sort of.
Yeah,
It's more to that point, yeah.
you could tell he was definitely like he didn't rehydrate nowhere near enough. You look at photos from his last 2 fights compared to how he looked in the ring, and he looked a bit like depleted. Nothing like you sign the contract; it's your fucking call.
Well, he said that exactly that himself in the post-fight press conference. He said, like, look, I'm not going to sit here and make an excuse and say the rehydration clause was the reason that I lost. He said, I signed the contract and signed up for it. He said, but when I got in the ring, he said my legs felt a little bit shaky kind of thing. But once I got into it, I was all right. But exactly that point. Like, if you look at photos of him from his last 2 fights as opposed to what he did in the ring against Davis, it's a significantly smaller person.
Well, his last fight was at 140.
So he had. I'm just going to tuck this in before I forget. So he had shaky legs. How do you reckon his achy breaky heart's going to be after the fight?
No, I think he might have had a bit of fucking vomit on his sweater already before he come out.
Definitely, there's definitely some vomit somewhere. Feel bad
But
for
yeah,
the
I
guy
think-
that way. Like,
I looked into it the other day. His last fight was 140.
and what was this fight at?
136, but he hadn't officially made the jump to 140.
What do you mean?
Like, he hadn't come out and been like, all right, I'm going to go start fighting at 140 now, like from now on.
Oh, he just went up for that fight.
Yeah, that fight was at 140, I'm pretty sure. And then, like, if he was in the position to have fought Devin Haney, and Devin Haney holds the IBF title, the fucking 135 pound, he would have had to cut to 135, and then the IBF have a stipulation the next day there's another weigh-in, and you can't weigh any more than 10 pounds over the weigh-in limit.
Yeah, so
So
there's
it was-
yeah. the
So,
same.
like, if Garcia was to fight for a world title, he still would have had that same stipulation in, and he would have had to weigh a pound less the next day.
I mean, we've been saying it for like a couple of months now. How long is he going to make that weight for? Because he's already like big, like, and he's still growing because he's at that age where he's, you know, young, strong, grown man. So
He's only 24 years old, man. He's going to get bigger.
yeah, and you can
Oh, yeah,
already
for
tell
sure.
he is because, like, you know, how he's struggling to, like, you know, make that weight and then rehydrate safely. He didn't look
there's a
good in
big-
there, man.
There was a picture of him when Tim Tszyu was over in America a couple of months ago. And they look exactly the same size.
Yeah. Yeah, they do look really close in size. I reckon Tim's got like a way bigger dick. What do you boys reckon?
Makes up the extra 20 pounds.
Thoughts?
Thoughts?
Question
I
mark?
agree with Griff.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Tszyu, bro, came out of Costa.
But yeah, so it's going to might make for a Garcia Lopez fight at 140.
Yeah, and like Haney's come out and said everyone knows it's no secret he has trouble making 135, so he doesn't know how many fights he'll be down there for. So no doubt he'll move up. I'm more than sure like Davis holds a WBO or WBA regular title at 140, not an official world
WBA.
title.
Yeah,
So
WBA.
so he's up there fucking at 140 as well. Like, I feel like that there could be a rematch made there where there is no
Yeah, with her upper
rehydration
weight.
clause.
Yeah. Well, that's what Connor wants to see, you know. He was in the locker room giving his drunken speech after the fight. Slur, and he's like, shut up, man.
Yeah, how is that man fighting Michael Chandler in a couple of months?
Fuck knows. On a lot of
Makes
drugs,
absolutely
probably.
zero sense to me, hey.
Yeah, he's just a fucking menace.
He just fucking does.
Alrighty.
That cunt.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we can fucking touch on from that fight on the weekend. Why don't we quickly move and speak about the Cordina Rakhimov fight?
How about we'll just talk about that was a beautiful fight. That's how we'll start that one off. Fucking that was a beautiful fight. High action, high paced, really competitive. What was it? Split decision by the end?
Majority decision, Cordina.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you'd give that. I mean, it could have went legit. If the other guy won, you'd be like, yeah. He kind of landed more power shots, I feel, from what I watched, whereas Cortez was just throwing like more volume.
Yeah, you know, like
At least it's not as bad
Holland-
as Froome. He tried to call him fucking Cunningham or something.
I thought it was Catterall.
Yeah, there you go. Cortez ain't too bad. Cat off.
You've gone from English to Spanish. At least I was like in the same fucking country.
So anyway, Joe Cornfield
Yep.
gets his IBF title back.
Joe Cornfield.
Yeah, because that's a rematch there, right?
Farmer Joe gets his fucking title.
Farmer Joe.
Yeah, beautiful.
Farmer Joe's left hands get them while they're hot.
You can't go wrong with them.
But yeah, I watched some highlights of the fight, and it's a nice story for Joe to finally get his, like, because he won this title last year by knockout, pretty much a year to this date. Then fractured his hand in sparring, came back, fractured his hand again. So the IBF, in their nature, did strip him and give the title to this other guy. Not give it, he won it.
So would you say it was a bit of a comeback story?
I believe I would say that.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like someone got come on the back. I don't know who.
Joey K.
Yeah. Joey. The fuck's Joey?
I think there is a Joey Kardashian.
When he just
I
loves,
don't know.
he just loves cum.
Well, Joe Cordina, it was close enough. Joey C got fucking cum on his back and come back. Done the old fucking Kimmy K.
He made a comeback, alright. He fucking
Joey C.
Fucking comebacks in Cardiff, eh?
He used that that little bit of extra weight on his back just to help keep him going forward, keep him applying pressure. I mean, everything's got a reason, boys. Even to get another guy to come on your back, That's
Oh my fucking god.
That's about.
Well, speaking of comebacks, let's move into our next order of business here. The actual king and the fucking boogeyman of the lightweight division,
Gabe
William
just retired.
Zepeda.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I said lightweight. I did say lightweight.
I was trying to
William
get in before you
Zepeda.
said lightweight.
Well, some would say Gabe kind of, he knew William was making his return the following week, so
The
It is-
future dog.
he passed the torch forward to our boy. Like he was just like,
surely has.
"Can you handle it?" And then William was like, just shadow boxing, like throwing 1,000 punches in a minute, and he was like, "Yeah, you can handle it."
And Gabe's like, "Am I watching an episode of Dragon Ball Z right now?"
Apparently, it was like it wouldn't surprise me. Like El Camarón, still don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But yeah, and once again, we're not even sure who he's fighting, but does it really matter at the end of the day? Like, Zepeda's going to fucking walk through and throw 300 punches per round, and that's just how it's going to go.
So it's going to be it's going to be entertaining regardless.
Oh, you can't miss a William Zepeda fight. I mean, if you want to see high level
fight his
boxing
own-
too, because he throws like nice combinations, man, smart combinations. He doesn't
Fight
really
his
get.
own shadow.
Oh, you could. He doesn't really get tagged up a great deal. Like, who's that last guy?
He's
that he
too
fought?
busy putting on too much pressure. The other cunt don't know what to fucking do.
Mm.
That's it, man. It's like if you don't have the chance to throw punches, there's not very many, punches that can be thrown at your face.
Nah. I don't know, when you got Willy Boy just fucking scooting on through with fucking every fucking punch in the fucking kitchen sink.
Especially like
Absolute rain of fire.
I'm interested to see like what comes of his future with all these like stars that we have now at 130, 135, potentially moving up to 140.
A lot of
Like-
championship belts. I see Undisputed. I see him going up and getting another belt. I see him just doing whatever he wants, really. Who can stop the man?
These are the kind of fights we're going to get in the future, man. It's going to be like in the next, probably like preceding like 2 years, we're going to get like Zepeda versus Stevenson for like undisputed fights at lightweight. And those fights are going to be crackers when they happen.
Let me ask you boys this. Who's calling William out? No one, man.
Literally zero people. Well, apparently Stevenson did, but I'm not sure what the whole, because as far as I know, Zepeda hasn't fought since like last year,
Yeah, when he
Yeah,
pieced up Gojo.
November or something like that. Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't see many people calling him like from the top of that division calling him out right now because he's just one of them high risk, low reward fights at the moment.
Yeah.
Like you don't get enough out of fighting him if he's up in like a top 5 and once he probably gets I'd say maybe 2-3 more wins. You won't like people at 135 won't have a choice but to mention his fucking name.
Yeah, and it'll be in their sleep scared. William. And he's going to be coming on someone's back. I don't know whose, but fucking out to him.
Whoever he wants, he will be having his wheel.
Speaking about comebacks, we missed a fight in the last card. Sky Nicholson, just with a fucking washout. she needs to get more power. Sound like a twat. She's on the path to getting more power, I believe.
Just go and buy it.
Yeah. There you go. You got any power in here? I could use a little bit.
Just give her some.
Well, she's working on like more like being like lean muscled. I don't know how to like use that phrase. So maybe, I don't know, be nice to see her get a KO and kind of like jump up the ranks a little bit further. I feel like that's like all she might be missing.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that fight back, and then I was like, oh, it's just a shutout again. Like,
Yeah.
I'd like it once I seen the scorecards. I just knew I didn't have to watch it. I just know what kind of fight it was because, like, how she fights, she would have just fucking done the old stick and move and just pieced the fucking other bitch's head off. So
The other chick was like a former champion, if I'm correct. Former champion contender, maybe. I don't know. Tekka, her name was? Tekka?
was it? How many rounds was it? 8?
Yeah. 8
Yeah,
round.
I think I seen it was like 70 fucking 78 and 77 to like 71 and 72 and shit. So she won like 6 of the 8 rounds comfortably.
Yeah. I mean, expected. So there's, she gets a shutout against like a bit of a jump in competition, which is good to see from the Aussie chick that lives in London. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where she goes from here now. Surely she's got to be like shoved up against one of the tougher women of the division now.
We're talking about a WB something interim title, I believe.
I thought that's what she was fighting for.
Nah, this one wasn't for a title, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be good to see where she goes from here. I'd like to see her go up the rankings a bit. Again,
Yeah, she needs to fight some high level of competition to really like sort of test her skill.
yeah, I'd like to see her get like a bit of a, even a TKO just to kind of like get her up them rankings a bit, get a bit more eyes on her.
And women's boxing's sort of hard to get that gauge on too because of the like significant jumps in quality between the lower ranked women and the higher ranked women of the divisions.
Oh yeah, like you put her in there with like Serrano or Taylor, it's not going to be a nice night for her just yet.
Yeah, no, like exactly. But like, there's got to be someone sort of up near there who's just outside of challenging for the titles as well. Now that I feel, would give her a good fight, like make her have to show something more than just her boxing ability.
Who was that chick that fought Ebony Bridges that was like calling her things out of the ring?
Shannon O'Connell.
Is there like way different or?
I don't feel it to be big.
Yeah, let's set that up. Let's set it up, Eddie. Stop fucking around.
That would be a good fight. O'Connell comes to fucking throw shots.
Yeah, I mean,
she can box it pretty well as well.
Yeah, it'd be a good massive jump up for Sky, but you know what I mean. If she goes in there and gets that done.
Yeah, and O'Connell's, I think she's like 36 or 37 or something, so she's towards the tail end of her career, but still will have a fucking good go.
Took a bit of a beat in the last fight against Bridges as well. So it could like, she could be like, throwing power shots enough where it sets Sky up for some like, counter strikes and really keep her range. Could be a fun fight. I'd watch it.
Fuck yeah. Where was we?
Watch the shit out of it.
Alrighty. Yeah, our last order of business before we get into that. Sounds my Bernie. We got Yadong.
Who's done?
Mine got my dong.
Mine are Frooms. I don't know.
Anyone's.
I don't know if Sarah's gonna like that.
There's a song about it.
There's a song about Yadong.
Yeah,
My
there
dong.
is. The Yadong song.
The Yadong song. What a man, hey.
So we got a man coming. We got a man called
fine?
Yadong Song or Song Yadong rather, going up against a guy with the name Ricky Simon.
Yeah.
Like how opposite can you be?
It's just someone with 2 first names.
So this is the main event now?
This is the main event for this fight night, yeah.
I mean, it's well deserved for Yadong. I mean, Yadong's been grinding hard for the chance to get a main event slot.
I agree, Griff. He's been grinding hard to get right up there.
I mean, he's stood up to the competition every time. You don't get much better. Yeah, I mean, Ricky Simon, what's Ricky done? Doesn't even have a fucking cool name.
Definitely hasn't got as deep as Yadong, that's for sure.
Well, he's never been in a deep hole like Yadong, and just clawed his way out.
And with these great performances that he keeps putting on, his fan base just grows girthier and girthier by the fight.
They do grow girthier and girthier, and they just they hang
girth of
right
the fan
under
base
him.
is
They hang
unreal.
right under him, boys. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love every second of Yadong.
Yadong.
When Yadong's on TV, I just laugh like it doesn't get better.
It's
Just sit
all I
there,
like seeing.
All
sit there
I
with a box of tissues and watch Yadong do his thing.
just watch Yadong just absolutely wipe the floor with another man.
But in all seriousness,
Oh, fuck.
I'm not really sure which way this one's gonna go. I honestly
I
have
feel-
no idea, man.
I feel Yadong just pounds him out, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Yadong definitely pounds him out. I reckon Yadong might slip up and get around his neck at some point. Maybe down his throat. Who knows?
You
Oh,
feel Yadong may choke him.
I feel like Yadong, he might gag on Yadong. I feel like there might be a bit of gagging at least on Yadong.
Yadong.
I mean, the refs really got to know when to get in there and pull Yadong out.
You can't let him. Just as long as Yadong doesn't come in there too hard and fast, I feel like we might get a full 25 minutes out of it. Or is it just 15?
You reckon he's got to kind of ease his way in for him, make sure he can last, so he doesn't just blow his load early in the rounds.
Take it slow. Yadong can't come in there and be real premature with his attack, okay?
He can't.
Can't thrust himself into the action too fast.
He's got to come in he's got to come into it in the right headspace. Settle into a good rhythm, and just get the job done. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
I mean,
As long as he comes out of there victorious, that's it.
I mean, as long as he just leaves it all in there, he just gets it all out. He leaves everything in there for the night.
Just empties the sack, you would say.
Just empties the sack completely. Leaves no doubt about where he's been and who he's done. I mean,
About who the best Yadong around is.
Oh, there's only
That's it.
there's only one, and we're gonna find out who it is on Sunday, and I guarantee it ain't Ricky.
And then you'll all understand why there's a song about Yadong.
I'm sure there's gonna be more.
There's even
My
a
question
dance.
is-
There's even a dance. It's a bit you can't show it, but yeah.
That's how you spin it.
My question is, are they going to equip the EMTs for afterwards to deal with Ricky Simon with blue lights so that they can see the extent of the damage?
I mean, it'd probably be their best bet. I mean,
Ricky Simon just better wear all the protection he can because Yadong's going to come at him hard and fast.
well, I wouldn't mind
Ricky
Yadong.
Simon, sponsored by Durex.
I wouldn't mind Yadong wearing a bit of protection himself because he might bust up Ricky Simon. There might be a bloodbath, and that's the last
There's
thing
nothing
you want.
worse than an unprotected Yadong.
Oh, you don't want Yadong anywhere near someone else's blood. I believe there was some crazy thing that happened because of that. I don't know.
I feel like Ricky Simon doesn't want to put too much Vaso on either because it makes Yadong work a bit better.
I mean, you don't want Yadong too slippery. Slippery? Not too slippery. You don't want him. You don't want him slipping out of everything. You want him to be firm, just firm in there.
It's just
Yeah, but I'm gonna take Yadong just purely because of his name.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Yadong.
You said it, Ned. You took the words right. You took the words right out of my mouth.
I took Yadong right out of the mouth, did I?
You did. You took Yadong right out of my mouth.
Alrighty, but speaking of things that are wrong, let's move into That Sounds My Bernie for the week. What the fuck is going on with this heavyweight tournament bullshit?
Well, I seen a thing this morning, right? And it was Tyson Fury versus that who's that dude that Joshua knocked out?
Kubrat Pulev.
That guy. It's Fury versus him being
Fucking
spoken
hope
about.
not. Fucking can't boycott that fight if it happens. That is not needed.
There's also Fury versus Ruiz being talked about, but
I'd rather
Ruiz is in some huge scandals with his wife at the moment, with drug and sex abuse and
Well,
stuff like that.
Yeah, she was
Makes
accusing
sense.
him
Ruiz
of
is gonna need the fucking money.
she was accusing him of
Yeah.
some graping, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, some pretty serious stuff.
And pointing the AK at her, and then I hear that old Andy is going in fucking for his own little bit of countersuing. Apparently, she fucking stabbed him. So he reckons.
I mean,
That's interesting.
Pretty
Cha-
volatile relationship by the sound of it.
chaos. Like, how long have they been split up for?
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Because, like, you know,
But this is besides the point.
big Andy gets a bit of fucking fame in his life, and the ex-wife. Oh, I'm gonna get some of that. I'm gonna get
Sounds
some
like
of
he's
that
gonna need the
Snickers
cash.
money, boy.
He's
Snickers
gonna
still
need the
sponsoring?
cash for all.
He could be the
I
perfect
know.
dad. Just have him hold an AK with his wife in the back, fucking tied up, and then be like, "You're not yourself when you're hungry." Perfect. You're welcome. Fuck off, man. Huh? There's people fucking. They got people in rooms writing this shit. Oh, I don't know. Fucking just get me in there for 2 seconds. I'll sort it out.
Holy shit. Anyway, like I said, that's kind of besides the point. The real point to make here is the fact that, like, yeah, like Tyson Fury's looking at fighting either somebody who's A, in their 40s and has been flatlined in their last couple of fights, or B, somebody who's going through absolute fucking turmoil in their personal life.
Said it
And then they
once.
talk about Wilder AJ.
Yeah.
Where the fuck's Usyk fit into all this, bro? He holds the majority of the fucking belts. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't think anyone
that's it.
wants any of that feel.
The only nobody wants a feel of that feel.
No.
But yeah, you're exactly right. The only thing that's been spoken about in the, like, it was all rumors 2 weeks ago. Then all of a sudden, Wilder's trainer came out and said something. Then Eddie said something in a quote. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, it's been confirmed. Like, they're trying to get this happening all on the same night. And now Wilder and Joshua have been chirping at each other. But any word out of Fury is, oh, I'm fighting these people soon. This heavyweight tournament isn't happening. And Usyk's fucking radio silent.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. Bloody gypsy.
Slippery.
Oh, I don't even think he's greasing at this time. He's a bit sweaty from all the cocaine.
Monday.
His fan base has been absolutely fucking decimated after this shit.
Yeah.
Like, every comment that you see now is just fucking like jokes about, like, oh yeah, he's ducking this person, he's ducking that, who's he gonna duck next? Like, some YouTube fighter, like.
I feel like he lost all his credibility after that, like, bald-headed git said what he said.
Oh, 100%.
Like, since then, it's, like, real hard to take him serious, because then it's actually, like, someone's brought it to the attention, you're like, ah, yeah, you're right, and he's continuing to do it, instead of just being like, oh, no, look, I'm fighting AJ.
The only thing I believe that's come out of his mouth in the past 6 months is the fact that I seen a quote from him saying, oh, I'm going to get absolutely blind drunk on, like, today because it's the anniversary of me knocking out Dillian White. I'll believe that.
Yeah, I don't think you need an excuse there, champ.
Yeah. I don't think he's fucking, yeah, he hasn't had one for a while. But it's just, it's like, if this thing's going to happen, he's going to be the problem.
Yeah, and where the fuck does Usyk fit into it all? Like, yeah, Fury has a belt, and they say, like, they call him the best heavyweight in the world at the moment, but Usyk holds every fucking title. Where the fuck does he fit into this for us to get an undisputed heavyweight title fight? Like,
We'll get
I don't get it.
We'll get a mandatory. He'll have to go fight that. And then
oh
that'll
yeah, he's
be-
got Dubois.
Is that Adam?
Yeah, which is once again, it's like, that hasn't been spoken about in a matter of
Didn't.
weeks. Yeah, it was confirmed that was the, like, ruled as the WBA mandatory, and it's like they're in talks for it, but nothing's come out about it.
When did
You're probably thinking like maybe August or something like that.
When did Adam get to the fucking boxing?
Yeah,
Never seemed like much of a boxer, like in school and that. Not a heavyweight. I don't know. Some people are
All that
surprising
color.
with his skin.
Yes. Anyway, like,
Isn't he white?
Daniel's
was not.
Adam Dwyer.
He is, but Daniel isn't.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
different dad.
can we move on?
Yeah.
Can we move on?
I didn't know they were stepbrothers. I thought they were full brothers.
Fuck. My brain hurts.
Yeah, no, we can keep going, man. It was just a miscommunication on my behalf, really. Yeah, I got it now. Stepbrothers, like the movie.
So much room for activities.
Oh.
Anyway,
So much.
the problem with this whole thing is going to be Fury, if anything's going to be made of it. And then, like, yeah, the Saudis are keen to get all of this done, but how much money are they actually throwing at the situation?
Fucking hopefully a lot because what?
If they're gonna put it all in the same night, they'd have to throw fucking heaps at it.
Yeah.
Surely.
Well, Fury wants 70% of whoever he fights.
Well, if Fury said for him to fight in Saudi, he wants double what AJ got. AJ got like 75 million, so he wants 150. They're not giving you 150, Fury. You're a fucking dreaming cunt.
Not to fight Adam's fucking stepbrother, that's for damn sure.
Or fucking Belieb, who fucking AJ just knocked out with a series of fucking uppercuts.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Fury seeing AJ do that. He's like, oh, fuck yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I could make
I'll
myself
take
look
Belieb.
good here.
Yeah. Like, that's all he does. Then everyone jumps on his fucking dick. Like, oh, who's the greatest? Like, he hasn't, what, he fought Wilder.
Who's not a good
Klitschko.
boxer.
Beat Klitschko in the most boring heavyweight title fight you'll ever see in your life. But yeah,
And the
he
fact
will
that
fuck it all.
the fact that Joshua and Wilder have been paired up as well poses a problem for Fury's legacy also, because it's also the way that it's going to work out too. Because if for some reason Fury makes like all of this stuff happens and Fury makes it through Usyk, then Joshua wins. He has to fight Joshua because that's the way that tournament is going to be worked out. The winner of what Joshua and Wilder fight will fight the winner of the undisputed fight. So
Yeah.
he's
if-
then got another fucking thing that he has to conquer.
And if
before he
AJ
can say,
beats Fury, his win over Wilder doesn't look as good anymore. If AJ beats Wilder, Fury's win over Wilder doesn't look as good anymore.
exactly, it takes credit away from all of his work that he's done against Wilder.
Like if he goes,
Because he's done nothing for the entirety of the time but speak down about AJ. So somebody you spoke down to and said, oh, he's just a bodybuilder, he's this, he's that, he's nothing, beat your apparent best opposition of all time and the second best boxer in the heavyweight division under you.
yeah, it all plays against Fury, but hopefully the big dosser gets his shit sorted.
Dosser.
It just
Gypsy
really
Queen.
remains to be seen. I honestly, like, I'm laying no hope on that fight happening whatsoever, but it seems like the Saudis are willing to throw enough money at Joshua and Wilder to get this stuff happening.
Yeah, because they know it will happen.
Yeah, exactly. They know that they're both getting on in age. They're keen to fight. And I
They've-
think, yeah, the whole issue before has been money.
They've dealt with AJ like 2 or 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got good rapport with him.
Yeah, they know that shit's easy to work with. As long as Wilder's willing to jump on board, it should be fucking simple.
Yeah.
And the build up for that fight would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's been a long time coming. And they're both sort of in different positions now than what they were a couple of years ago, in the sense that they're both now ex-champions. They have sort of like as much to gain as they both do to lose. And then also, like, I don't know, Wilder seems to have like taken a step back with his trash talk kind of thing and become a little bit more humble, whereas AJ has sort of stepped his up and become a bit more of like, you know, free flowing and will sort of say whatever's on his mind rather than holding his tongue for the press.
It'd be interesting to see if Wilder fucking talks at a press conference too.
Oh yeah, that too. I think that was just a tactic to deal with Fury though.
What do they do? Just not talk?
He just sat
Yeah,
there,
don't you
bro.
remember that?
I don't watch them.
Silent as
The
fuck.
press conference for the third fight, one of the early press conferences, way before it was like when the fight date was set and they do that initial one. Yeah, he just came in and sat there with headphones on, didn't say anything. Headphones and sunglasses.
Yeah, I mean, fair call. I wouldn't want to listen to Fury fucking dribble shit either.
It was weird, but like he'd been saying all that shit about how Fury cheated and whatnot all over the net, and then you've got Fury like 10 meters away from you. You want to sit there and shut your fucking mouth and not say a word.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. I reckon
Like a
Fury
bitch
probably
move.
used some like gypsy witchcraft. That's what they do, isn't it? The gypsies.
Well, you can't believe a fucking word that comes out of the cunt's mouth, man. And like he'll
At all.
like, yeah, literally every single interview is just something different. He'll big up Wilder to one person and then talk in the next interview about, oh, he was a bitch and he did this and he did that. It's like what do you actually think about anyone?
Yeah, which one
Is
is
everything that comes out of your mouth a lie?
It's funny he calls him this and calls him that, and then like when he beats them and shit, he's like he's the fucking heaviest puncher and shit as well. Like just say what you really think at first, cunt. Stop trying to belittle the cunt, then try to like amp up how people are like the greatest opposition you've beat. starts off before fights. If I can't beat this cunt, I'm no good. Then after, like, especially against Wilder, if I can't beat him, I'm no good. And then after, if I can fight Wilder, he's like, I beat the heaviest puncher in heavyweight boxing history. He's a real good fighter. Rah, rah, rah. Like, no, you told me 2 weeks ago he's fucking terrible.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. He lays way too much credit on that.
Fury's
He
just like,
discounts people and then bigs them up. Like, what the fuck? Just talk highly of them in the first place, cunt. It'll make it look better when you beat them.
yeah. Well, that's why like you just can't take anything that he says seriously, because like, look at all the different fights that are announced that are like in the talks at the moment. Then you like look at shit that he does around fights, and it's like he just fucking doesn't have like a fucking honest bone in his fucking body.
Yeah, not at all.
It's all fucking
Yep, he's a
blubber.
liar through and through. We only speak facts here.
That's all you get.
Someone's got to, you know. Ned, the people, where can they find things?
They can find things at YouTube, Eggplant Tornado Podcast, and at the Veggie Bake. You can find any of our other shit talking content, and then at Eggplant Tornado Podcast on Instagram and Facebook,
There you go, people.
and I believe Twitter as well.
Yeah, I think shit gets posted there occasionally, right?
Bits and pieces. Keep your eye out.
Little fucking dribs and drabs, mate.
That's it.
Little fucking sprinkle.
Alrighty.
Little sprinkle of content on the Twitter, you know. you know.
But yeah,
Yeah. Well, Ned, you should be back later in the week.
yeah, hope so.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. For him,
I'll be around.
you'll be here, mate. Yeah. Good shit, boys. Good shit. Don't get your dicks in the Swiss. I don't know.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
See yous.